Hi everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. Today I've come on to do the second episode of the Winter Sparkle journals. If you remember, in the first episode I showed you this pad called the Enchanted Swan, which is a magical Christmas glittery die cut A4 paper pack, which I had in my stash for quite some time. And then I also showed you this one, which I believe came from The Works, which is a shop in the UK that sells all sorts of stationery, craft items, artists' items, toys, you name it, Christmas things. It's one of those shops, and it came from there. They don't actually sell many of these 12 by 12 pads anymore. In fact, I haven't seen any in there for a long time. So this is, I've had this probably since I first started, when, as I was saying, I just went round collecting bits of everything. But this is the paper pad that some of it's sparkly and some of it is plain. But you get two of every design, one which is sparkly and one which isn't. So I was going to do one A5 size and one B6 size. And this is what I've come up with. So let's have a look at the A5. So the A5, I've had some thick 250 GSM white card a long time, which I thought I'm never probably going to hardly ever use because I don't very often use white. And I thought, okay, that would do for a nice cover. Initially, I was going to just use this. This is one of the A4 12 by 12 sheets out of the paper pad. And I thought that it would be nice to use a bit thicker for the cover and then put some panels on. So that's the panel I've chosen for the front because that's my favourite. And that one is sort of shiny. I don't know if you can see it. So I've clicked that on there, and then so these are all sheets out of the 12 by 12 pad from The Works. So again, that's a sparkly one there, so I like that. So that's going on the inside cover, and then on the back cover we've got another 12 by 12 sheet from the same pad, and that one is sparkly, and that says winter here. And the snowflakes on it, and then on the inside is the sparkly wintry music paper out of the same pad. So then we'll go into the inside, and I've just put a mixture of different things. So this is out of a 6 by 6 pad, and I like the design, and I like that size to go in as a different piece. And then I've picked some sheets out of the Swan pack to go into this one, even though this one's not going to be specifically Swan, but these pages do go. This one's got, it's a light grey and it's got a hint of snowflakes on it, which is lovely. Keeping these white, these are going to be the journaling pages, and I will probably do some stenciling and add some embellishments. So again, this is another sheet out of the Swan pack, but it's one that's generic, so it can go in this pad, this journal rather. Then this is out of the, I showed you these in the first episode, this is out of this beautiful diary by this lady. I've put the book away now, but these are her pages, so we might cover that one over with something else, but that's got a nice stag on it. And then I turned some pages around the other way, so that's the pink out of the Swan pad, and that's again a generic one with snowflakes in the back, and this one's folded up for a pocket. Then in the Swan pack also we had the I'm going to forget, vellum. So this is a nice vellum sheet here, which is sort of baubles with feathers in. I mean, that is out of the Swan pack, but it can go in here. This is another piece, and it's actually off of this piece from the 12 by 12. And then I've got some as white music paper as I could find out of my stash. And that again is turned up to make a pocket because it's very, very thick music paper. So this is the matching paper to this vellum sheet. So as you can see, it's got snowflakes on and baubles, so I quite like that. Yeah, I might turn that one up the other way actually and have it this way round. That would be quite nice. And then the baubles are hanging down on that one, so let's just quickly do that. Give that a fold over. I like to have some pages that are different sizes. So if we say take off, I've got my guillotine here. I just push that out of the way for a second and give that a guillotine around about there. And let's see, that one can then go, see if that's okay. This one can then go back in here, like so. So, okay, so I fitted that one back in, but it's now up the right way, really. And then we've got some book pages, and these are the book pages I showed you. These are out of the old book that I had, and they're all the winter pages. And then we've got this one in here in the middle, and then this lovely sparkly vellum with just trees on, the pine trees in the middle, and then all of the rest are the backs of the ones that I've just shown you. So that is, I think, enough, because we want to decorate some of the pages and embellish them, so we don't want it to be too thick, because the idea for this is this could fit into someone's A5 journal, one of their planners, you know, that they have. So that's that one. And this is a little B6 one, and I really like this. It's cute. I do like this size. So I've used some sparkly paper, thicker card again for the cover. So that's front and back, and that's very pretty, that is. And then out of the Swan pack, we had toppers and all that sort of thing. So I pressed out quite a few. This is one of the pieces, it's one of the panels. So I thought this might be nice to go kind of in the middle like that, because this is the Swan themed winter sparkle TN, really. Okay, so then we've got sheet from the Swan pack, and we're going to have a panel there for the inside cover. Then we have, this is another sheet out of that diary of that other artist, that is A4 size, but it's on the side, so it's horizontal. And this is all the swans, so I like that. And I've turned that into a pocket there. So that's a double pocket going across there, like so. And then we've got the piece of fairly white music paper, piece of that vellum. This one's the vellum that's got the swans on it. Then we've got that generic paper there, which is sparkly. Sorry, just pull that down a bit. Then we've got 2 pages out of the little book. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of it. Oh goodness, I can't think of it now. Anyway, these are the winter section pages. Then we've got this lovely swan paper out of that Swan book. Then again, we've got a sheet of that 6x6, which I thought would just fit in nicely. A sheet out of the Swan pack, which is the pale pinky colour, sort of a nude colour with these snowflakes. And there's the bauble one. That's actually swan feathers, but fits into both. And this is out of a children's Christmas book. and I just love this, so I've cut it down, this page, because it's got a swan on both sides, and it's a book of Christmas tales. So this one is about this swan that these mice found, and they thought the swan was an angel from heaven. So I thought it was really lovely. And this is the grey paper. In fact, I think we might turn that one round. So sometimes you go through them and you might think, oh, I'll change that around a bit. So there's the other book page, and that's out of that country diary of a year in Kerry in Ireland. And this one is the wintry December page. And then we have, as a centrepiece, we have that lovely swan piece. Unfortunately, I had to cut it down a little bit, but I just like that. And then the other sheets all mirror the front. And then on the back panel, back inside cover, we're going to have that panel there. And then on the back, I thought, I've pressed out some of these toppers and things, so I thought that would be quite nice. Or we could have just that little simple one in the middle, which again I think is quite nice. Or there's even this lovely tree, which is a nod to a traditional Christmas, I guess. So that's something to think about, what I'm going to do with those, that back page. But I'll keep those clipped on for now because I'm not sure. And then obviously the signatures will be sewn in of both, and we will decorate. So I've pressed out some pieces out of that Swan A4 book. There's loads and loads of bits because it's designed for people who make cards, who want to make crackers, who, you know, junk journals. So this is a little kind of gift box. What I've done is I've changed it and made it, I just scored it across here. So it's got little score lines here and here, and it's one of those kind of that you push in at the end, and it's a tiny one. I suppose you could put jewellery in it, but I've made it into a little pocket. So that's one. Then there is a little envelope pocket here, top loading one. Haven't glued these down, haven't trimmed around the edges, so there's two of those. So one could go in each of these journals because they both have this paper in. And there are two of these, but I don't want to put the swan one specifically into the other one, so we may only use one. But those again are those envelopes. Then the traditional style envelope here is very pretty. Then there's another one here, which is glittery. And then we have, I've taken a few strips out of the strip page, but not many, just I think 3. It would make belly bands, those. And then various bits and pieces. So I've taken out some of the pieces like the tags and the square bits. And then you've got these which have got a little score line here. But I think they'd make nice little tucks or just embellishments on the page. There's a little tree panel. There's a little swan ticket there, piece like that. Some of them I've taken out with words on that says made with love. These I want to make some shakers, so I have an idea for these as a background for the Swan B6. There's a little bauble tag there. And there's a bigger bauble tag there, which would be nice. And the beauty is they're all white on the back. There's a snowflake tag. That's the tree tag. This one says Season's Greeting with the swan on. That's the swan one that matches that dark paper. And we've got another, just a bauble on a panel. Again, that would make perhaps a shaker. Because my idea is, I don't know how to make shakers. I've never made any. But what I've thought of is I could put some acetate on the top so show that design in, and put some sparkly inside, and then maybe we'd have to perhaps frame it. I don't know, I have to think about it because I don't know how to make them really. Then that one says deck the halls, so that's a nice bauble tag. I like that one. Then we've got lots of these pieces which are like banners and little circles, tiny tags here and here, more little kind of triangles that would make similar to banners. There's a little, almost like a little tiny journal card there, another banner there, and that one says season's greetings, and then that one is just a note to say, so I thought that would be quite nice as a little note piece. And there's another little note card there, so they'd be nice little journaling cards. Then we've got these pretty, I haven't trimmed all these yet, but we've got that would be quite nice. So in actual fact, you know, I could take maybe one of those, let's see, circular things, something like that, not exactly the same colour, but we could then stick vellum. I don't know how to do it. I have to have a good old think. Anyway, there's a nice one that could be made into a little round tag actually, punch a hole in it. And then that one, again, they could all be made into tags. Then we've got that to and from, I thought that could go in, somebody could use that as a label for a present or a tag. And then we've got this one, I've rounded the corners because unfortunately it tore a bit, but I can glue that down. And then these little bits, and there's a lot more bits in the A4 pack. I just haven't pressed them all out because I don't want all of them, obviously. So there's some ephemera that we can use already made, and then we'll make some ephemera. So I think today I'm going to stick these panels on, and then we'll take it from there. So we'll start with this one. I'm just going to take the signature out so that it's not in the way, and let's have a look. So we take these out as well. That's that one and that one and the back. So we've cut them so that they're just going to sit inside there like that. That would be nice. Yeah, I am tempted to use a bit of sparkly paper for this one, like that, and have that on the front. Yeah, I'm tempted. Let me just get a piece. I have a piece here, so this is A4. So if we fold it in half, it will be right. That's fine. Let me see. So I like that peeking through there. Yes, I think we're going to use that and not that one. Okay, right. So I don't know how well this is going to glue on to this. Okay. And I'm not inking around any of this because it's going to be winter sparkle, and I don't think it needs really any inking round. That's my opinion. And any ink I use would be too dark, I think. Just make sure that's edge to edge. sometimes these papers aren't completely straight. So if I clip that for a minute and then get this one perfectly aligned and just go down like that. That's much better. Right. Okay, let's get going now. I think I'm going to use my Beacon 3-in-1 because it's card on card, isn't it? So I hope you're all doing well and had a good week. Today's the first opportunity I've had actually to do any crafting properly. Today is Sunday, believe it or not. Yesterday we were out for most of the day. Had to go to a nearby town to the opticians. Believe it or not, that took us nearly 3 to 4 hours. And so that was yesterday. And then when I came home, I put some, did all the chores kind of things. They still have to be done. Now, I don't get a lot of time in the week to do them when I'm working, so that really took care of yesterday. And still not feeling 100%, so I didn't really feel like doing much. It's strange when it comes to, if I don't get up and have my whole day planned out for crafting at the weekend, I feel that, I don't know, I just didn't feel like, I just felt so tired. I actually fell asleep in the afternoon downstairs, and that put paid to any crafting really. So I do apologise, but I will make sure everything's up that is due to be up in the week, this coming week. And then on Friday, which is my non-working day, Harry had an inset day and Rachel had the day off, so she asked if I wanted to go like in the afternoon to the garden centre, which I had got to do a trip to the garden centre anyway, as it happened. I had planned that, that was going to be planned into my weekend. Because the weekends are going so quickly now. We're getting closer and closer to Christmas, and Charlotte, Andy, Arthur and Maisie are going away for Christmas weekend, which I'm really pleased about, because obviously with Maisie having her rare genetic disorder, never sleeping really, hardly at all, consequently Charlotte doesn't, and she's very clingy with Charlotte, so it would be lovely for Charlotte to have a change of scenery and to get away. And COVID, hopefully COVID won't stop that happening with this new variant that's come about, which we now have a case in the UK, which is very worrying. Well, 2 cases in the UK, but they said they have contained them, they said on the news, so that's good with track and trace. It's still working very well, tracking and tracing all the people that are associated with them. Okay, that's those 2. Now, just put my bone folder there for a minute, because I don't want the pages to stick together. So we're having our Christmas family get together, hopefully, if nothing else changes in the news with regards to COVID, on the 18th of December. That's not far away, so I've got lots of preparation to do because we're hosting it. So that's Charlotte, Arthur, Andy, Arthur and Maisie, Rachel, Harry and Jay, and her other half, and me, and obviously Dara. So, you know, it's going to be a big undertaking, really. So I've got lots of, as I expect all of you have, lots of planning and stuff to do now for Christmas. Making sure all the presents, because we're going to have to hand them over, and Secret Santas that we're doing for the adults, and I've got all the children's really. So I'm pleased about that. But we were supposed to be getting our Christmas decorations out of the loft today, because we don't have a real tree. I prefer to have an artificial one and not chop down any trees. But, you know, I used to have a real tree every year. I just haven't for the last few years, not since the girls left home, to be quite honest. So we've got to get all that out, and we haven't done that yet. So husband's been really busy. He's joining a new radio station on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve rather, not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. And he's preparing for that because he's got to, it's a different, it's a local town rather than the village up the road. So he's trying to prepare for that. So that's our cover for the A5. So I think that's pretty. Yeah, I love that showing through, that sparkly paper. Very pretty. Right. Okay, so that's that one. And may have to trim some of these papers down because they're peeking outside. So we will do that next. Let's do the cover for this one. Okay, so we'll take these panels off for a minute. And keeping that plain, this one. So, and that's the back one. Come out. So take the signature out, and those can come out. Okay, let's get these down. So we will use some. Gosh, this is not going to want to work, is it, when it hasn't been used for a couple of days? Let's see if that's, yeah, that's coming out. Yeah, so it's a busy time now, isn't it? Busy time, especially when you've got young families, all of you ladies. Down quickly because can't even see where it's supposed to be lined up because it's white and I'm not used to it using white paper. I give that just a press down like that. So that one got caught in the signature and bent slightly, but that's fine. It's not a big issue. Okay, and we want to match that one as best we can with that one. Right, so those are pretty, aren't they? Pretty papers. I do like those. Okay, so this is the front, so let's have a think. So I'm just going to pin this glue while we have a think, because it's very temperamental at the moment. Now this I think I want on the front, so what I want to do is just very slightly trim down that rough edge, get rid of those bumps. Okay, that's that one. Let's do the other panel in case we decide to use that one. Anyway, if we don't use it on the back, we'll use it somewhere inside, I think. It would make a nice kind of pocket or tuck. Okay, up there. And my shelf under the top of the desk, which is quite handy as it pulls out as well. This mat needs a good scrub again already. Okay, so I think I like that simplicity of all that sparkle with that there. Just wondering, is there anything I'd like to kind of put down? Maybe we could have it like that and someone could use that as a label. So let's just trim those bumpy bits off. That's the only thing that I'm not keen on with those push out topper things. So yes, I think that matches, you see that, so that's what I've chosen. Okay, I'm going to use the Beacon 3-in-1 again. Yeah, so happy Thanksgiving to all those that celebrated that. Or should I say that celebrate that, because that's this weekend, isn't it? Is it today? I think it's the 27th. Was that today? No, that was yesterday. So happy Thanksgiving for yesterday. Hope you all had a lovely time. Gosh, you have that to organise, and then I think you do celebrate Christmas as well, don't you? So, gosh, that's an awful lot to be sorting out. So, got to try and get this, I think, as straight as possible, in line with that. So there's the cover for that. I think that's very pretty. I quite like simplicity at times. Then on the back, now we don't know if we're going to continue with that theme. We could have a pocket down there. Just have that as a little pocket. Put some bits in. That would be nice, wouldn't it? If we round the corners of the top corners. Okay, so we could make that into a little pocket. We could just pop something in if you wanted to at the back. And if, let's see, what else would we want on here? If we want anything else at all. And that's quite pretty, isn't it? Or is that too much, do you think? Something plain, not something with a swan on, because we've already got that. So we've got that one. That's very pretty. Do we need anything? I'm wondering. Just looking through the bits that I've got here to the side. What we've taken out of that already. It'd have to be a panel like this or this, to be honest. It's going to have to be one or other. I think we'll leave that for now, so I'm not sure. So I'm going to put this down. Now, I may just score the very edge of that, just to give that a bit of a, that's the wrong thing to be scoring with, a tiny gusset. Like so. Just a tiny gusset really at the side, so you can pop in a bit more than you normally would. We will just trim off that corner and that one. Gosh, everything's falling all on the floor. Okay, so does that look okay? And then that would go there. Now that does form a little bit of a gusset then in here. Okay, right, let's get this down then. I don't know if you can hear Paddy Dog whining, but Daddy's popped out. And Paddy's not happy. It's strange how he knows in the week Daddy works, so Daddy's not at home, and he's quite content with that. But at the weekend, he seems to know when it's a different day, i.e. weekend day, and seems to think that Daddy should be spending all his time with Paddy Dog. Just gonna press these down like so until they adhere. So that is the front and that is the back. So we've already got a little pocket, and as you can see, that little tiny gusset makes a bit of a difference there. So we'll leave that to dry. Right, okay, so we've got the inside and the outsides of both done. Pop these the signature back in. Again, we're going to have to trim that, so let's do that now. So let's see which ones need trimming. Okay, so we take them out one at a time, I think. So this needs a little bit off. So we bring back Mr. Guillotine, and all we're going to do is just trim a bit off here, like so, and put that back. I think that was there. Doesn't matter at the moment. Sometimes I go back through it and change the order anyway. So then this one which is this book page, needs a little bit off, so that's fine. There's quite a bit spare there. Again, that's better. Okay, so we can take at least that much off, that's fine. Bring that back. Okay, now what's sticking out? I think it's this middle one, actually. So see what that looks like now. Okay, it's still not quite right. Seems to be down this bottom, so obviously something is not. Let's make sure they're all tucked in there. That's better actually, but this one now this still needs a little bit off. Okay, let's take a tiny bit of this. Just making sure that they are all in line before I trim it. It's quite thick, that bottom end, because it's got that double pocket. Okay, so let's put this back in here like so. And at the moment we're not interested in whereabouts the papers are. So I think the problem is the bottom is a little bit thicker than the top, simply because we've got, I think it's 2 double pockets possibly. I'm not sure now, I can't remember. One of them's got 2 in anyway. Okay, so and that's pushing the bottom out a bit. So it's probably going to be all right once it's sewn in, but I may just adjust this one slightly. In fact, these two, which are more or less the same width, so we will adjust these two. Paddy, don't cry. Daddy will be back soon. Not gone far. Can't go everywhere with him, you know. Okay, that's the middle, so let's put this one. I'm changing the order of them now, you see. Oh, I'm going to put that one in there, and I might change them again before we sew them in. And let's put this tall one in here, so we haven't got too many short ones together. Okay, so push that one up a bit, the pocket one, and maybe that's much better. Right, so I'm just going to clip that up there now. Right, so, right. Oh, Matt's making me feel grubby, so that's done, ready to decorate. Now let's have a look at this one. I'm pretty sure this one has 2, so it has a double pocket up there and one down here. So So immediately I can see that the vellum here, I use Arthur's paperweight, is sticking out. Oh gosh, I'm having a complete craft lunch. Let's move it out of the way. Oh dear. I am a bit clumsy, really. Okay. So we just leave that here for a sec. Right. So, paperweight out. This back in. Now, that actually is all that it needed. So I'm not going to sew the signatures in just yet, because I want to see what a difference putting some bits in is going to make. So okay, so let's have a look now. Let's put this back. So we've got that, so we haven't put anything on the front other than that at the moment. I don't know what we'll put on the front to go with it. At the moment I haven't got any inspiration. So I'll just put my glues back. Fell over. Okay. So just going to leave that for now and think about it. I don't like to rush into doing too much on the front until I'm absolutely sure what I want to do. I mean I don't even think that goes, that strip. I've got other strips in that pad, so I'll have a look. But if not, you know, I like the simplicity of it, you see. And I love that there, that says winter. So let's have a look inside. So I quite like to put a pocket inside and back and front. So take this signature out and we'll think about what we can use for pockets. So do we want to use anything out of the swan pack, or do we want to make pockets out of some paper? Let's have a look. It's got lots of scraps. So this is the pad here. Got lots of scraps. I mean, I love this one. I don't know if it goes. I'm not sure. There is one in here that I do like. That, again, I like that one, but I'm not sure it goes, although it has got the green. So, just have a look at some of the scraps from there. Now we have got this. We could make pockets out of these. Do we think they're going to be deep enough though? They would make lovely belly bands inside. I'll just bring up my pile of scraps. So these are mixed swan and the other paper pack. So don't want those. That's the other cover that I'm tempted to make. So some more of that. Swan. We can use some of this in the other one. There's some bits there. These are all bits. Some vellum. Just right. That. And that. Right. So we're going to concentrate on the A5 one for now, just for a minute, and see what do we want to put a pocket in. So I don't want to get rid of this, so I may not put the pocket in that one. That might have something else. Could have a side tuck down there. So let's think, what should we put on the front for pocket? We could match it. With some of this. I'm not too sure I like that idea. Let's cut this down a bit. So if we think about the width for a minute, so if I go there and there, so we have an extra bit to make a little gusset. I don't want it as tall as that, so I think we'll take a bit more off the end. And then we will make it a shorter pocket, so I want it to come down to tip of that star there, like so. But below the main star there, so I don't want to take that away, so I'm going to cut it to the tip of this one here, like so. Let's have a look at that. But you can still just take a slither off the top of this. Right, okay, let's have a look at that. So I think that's okay. So we will make a little gusset. I'm just going to try and mark where I want that. So there and there. See what happens when we do that. Okay. That's one. And I don't know if that was straight actually. That's better. Okay, let's be careful not to score this too hard because it will crack. Okay. So yeah, we're going to have that there. We don't want it edge to edge. I think that will be nice. And then I'm going to just crease the middle like so, and it's going to make a thumb hole in there like so. So I think we'll have that pocket in the same like so. So I'm just going to trim the corners off. That one. That one. I'm going to use the Beacon 3-in-1 to put this down. This has really thickened up, and I'm sure it's the weather. Well, actually, I just want to trim the top corner as well, so it doesn't show like so. And I prefer it a bit thicker. It's easier to manage, and it's not. If I leave it now standing without the lid on, it won't come gushing out like it used to. So I want it there and there. So that's our pocket there. Okay, that's our pocket. Just hold on. Sorry, that's my husband coming home. Have to drown out the sound, because you never know what he might say on his way in. Sure you don't want to hear all that, do you? Right, that's that one. So that's our pocket there. Okay, and we're going to do a side tuck here. So let's have a look, see what we've got. Now we have got the same paper here. We could do a little side tuck out of that if we want to make it the same, which I quite like actually. So I'm going to mark there, and then we'll decide how wide we want it. So gosh, where's my mark? There it is. I have to keep my eye on that so I can see where it is, because otherwise I just can't see it. Okay, so I think we'll have it a little bit. I want it sort of decent, really. So quite like to get those stars in. So that's going to be waist, and at the bottom there are some stars, which I think would match in nicely with the front. So let's have a look at that. So that would be quite nice with the stars there. Just checking that that's all straight. I don't know if it is. Let's have a look. The bottom obviously is. Let's just check that first side. There's something not quite right about it. Okay now. I'm just putting the bits in the bin, which is under the desk, in case you wonder why. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's much better. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that, and then I'm going to, again, I'm just going to find the middle and pinch there, but not too hard. So I've got a line which tells me where the middle is, so I can do a nice little thumb hole there, and then we're going to stick that down. So possibly the piece that's gone down on the page that's wasn't. Pretty sure I checked it for straightness, but that's okay. That's fine. No, it might need a tiny bit more there. It's because it's sparkly on sparkly. So there's our side pocket. Yeah, it's not sticking as well as I expected it to. Just this corner needs a bit more too. And I'll just put my finger there. And I've left a gap there because I will run, I might just run some washi down there, and just to give that a bit more stability for when I sew the signature in. But I'll do that when I do the signature. So we've got an inside pocket here with a tiny gusset, so it gives it a bit of gap. And we've got a side pocket here, front and back. So we won't do any more on that one today. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to dry like that. Now let's have a look at this small one. And there's the front, and that's our inside and our back. So let's think, what should we do with these? So we've got a little pocket on the back. Okay, so I have a strip here which kind of matches that. Don't really want to do a belly band, not on the inside and back covers. I'm just having a quick look through these bits I've picked out, because we might find something in these that we quite like. That would make a nice little pocket, but I don't want to cover that swan up. Oh, so we might make a side tuck on that one. That would be quite nice as a little something. Let me just get the pad and see if there are any more wider strips. I think those are the widest. So as you can see, it's now a little bit decimated compared to how it was, because we've taken out some things. So have a look, see if anything sparks any inspiration whatsoever. I'm just looking through it. The strips, so we've only got that wide one left, which is not really the right theme. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we will take our scraps from the swan book here, and see what we've got. I don't want the vellum. Let's turn these over. So obviously we have got that one. We could make a pocket in the same paper again. These would have to be strengthened and backed. So we've got that. We could make a narrower side tuck, but it would only be kind of there. I don't like the way that would make that look. So what have I got here? No, I'm not feeling it at all. I could make one out of that, but it's maybe we go for something totally different. So I'm thinking maybe, see, I don't want to cover any of that up. It's awful, isn't it? Maybe we just have a corner tuck. So, you know, something already cut out. These pieces. That doesn't really go either to my mind. I don't know why I'm overthinking it now all of a sudden. See, this is what I do. Okay, have a little tuck in there. Or we could make one out of that tag. Quite nice. Again, we could make one out of that tag, but have a top one. Alright, okay, I am struggling a bit now with this. So I'm going to make a side one out of this, and then we can cover it in something. So check these are straight. We don't want it as wide anyway. So okay. Okay, so I think that's as wide as we can go. I don't want to go any narrower, so we'll make a little finger, and we're going to use that side because I don't like the shiny side. There, like that. So it's going to be like that. So before we put it on, I think we'll round the corners of this one. Take that into the bin. Okay, so now my thinking is, if I've made that strip out of that one, so this is how I am. I'm thinking all the time whether I'm happy with what I've decided to do. My thinking is, why did we not do it in this? This would be so much nicer. And we will do it, I think. We can keep that one. That will be used for something else. Won't go to waste. So, and I just want to make sure these are all straight. So let's check that side, because I think that's the cut side. And anyway, we want to take a slither off this, really. Hold on a second. That's better. See, it's okay to change your mind. Okay. So that I like much nicer. I like it much better, I should say. Okay. Okay, now we're going to make the thumb hole. Just one enough to show, and we're going to round the corners. I'll just use the 10mm on that, and we're going to stick that down. And I like that much better, because if I don't want to put too much on it embellishment wise, I don't have to, do I? Oops, it doesn't want to stand up at the moment because it's getting empty. Right, that's just right, not too far to the top or to the bottom. Right, I'm glad I thought of that right at the last minute. So that's a nice little tuck there for some papers to go in. And then this one, I mean, as that, I think we'll make a side corner tuck with this. So I'm just going to, because it's straight edge, I'm just going to straighten, well, I'm taking off those bumpy bits, just the slither. And obviously I'll take off the tag top. So bye-bye. Bye-bye, Mr. Tag. Yeah, so take the tag off. There we are. Okay. And I won't keep that. Let's see. Let's round the top corner so that it's like that. And I like that because to me that's the same pattern but on a smaller scale. So I like that in the corner like that. So I'm holding the side that I don't want to. Hold on a second. Right, take the glue off. So these are the two sides I don't want to glue. Easy to glue the wrong bit really. And that's just going to fit in the corner like that. Okay. So we've got a corner tuck there, which is perfectly adequate in weight of paper. we don't want a massive chunky thing. This is not designed to be a chunky monkey. So pocket there, down the front, we've got a little label there, side tuck there, corner tuck there. Okay, so I think we're going to call it a day. So that was, see, I'm not too happy with this. I still think that pockety one needs a bit more off, so I'll do that off camera. But that is our B6. And what did we do with the A5? Did we bury it? Now I'll put it over here to dry. So that is our B6 there with its signature, and the centre page of this one is going to be this vellum. So this one, we've kept the front cover simple at the moment. We don't know, we might find some sparkly lace to go down there. That's our inside cover. We've got a pocket there. That's the back cover at the moment, and we've got a side tuck there. So that's the A5. And then this one, we've got a nice panel here and a label. And we have our side tuck here, and we have a corner tuck in here, and a little pocket on the back. So there they are. So we will continue those next time I see you, because we've got these lovely envelopes we can use and put in. And I want to do a prototype of a shaker, so I'll do that off camera, and then I'll come back. If I'm successful in managing to make one, I will come back and we will do a couple on camera next time. Okay, so I'll see you all soon. Take care everyone, and have a good week next week. Bye bye.